good? You know what it is, bro. About to go ahead and get with SP. We about to get this Knicks Real Talk pregame popping off. Get this shit popping, man. I'll holla at you. One.
Up in the black Silverado, stop and get some petrol, man. The Metro on full throttle. Across the gospels, we in the Mecca bottle necklace. On 32nd, where this bottle, see Sharon flexing. Posted up like sticky note. You can smell the icky in the air like hickory smoke. Carrot we well represented. We on that Nick shit. You can smell it, so please don't step in it. Cause the burner cooking with gas. The cat in the alley dig them through your team trash. Getting that cash ready for DoorDash and make a splash. But they moving slow before the pregame show. No cash, so here's what's on tap. But God, I'm talking five. And report, keep myself doing the chat. Interacting with your mandem. It's a brand in front of the camera. There's a picture. Catch and snap back to fit the cat. So we Nick dripping. Nick feel, you know, we fit the description. It's the OG, Olin, Ananobi. Me and my man Brody, we run your fire TV, that's Cody.
It's Knicks Real Talk. You know how we get down. We in that Nick drip, dripping and Nick drip. It's Knicks Real Talk. You know how we get down. We in that Nick drip, dripping and Nick drip. We in that Nick drip, dripping and Nick drip. It's Knicks Real Talk. You know how we get down. We in that Nick drip, dripping and Nick drip. Real Talk.
Yo, what's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? What is good? What's going on? Knicks Real Talk, episode number 13, man. We in the building, Divine. Shout Power to get in here and break a little bit of stuff down. We want to get off our thoughts and ideas off of tonight, man. Been a minute, but salute to everybody in there, man. We coming in a little late tonight with a little bit of technical difficulty with the weather and all that good stuff. But we in here, man. We're going to get it popping. We bring my brother in here, man. We can really get this thing going. Shout Power, what's good, my man?
Salute to you, Divine, as always. Salute to the family chat. Let's talk about it. Let's get it.
Yo, Just Knicks, my man. Fave, what's popping? The chat is in the building, man. Fave in the building, Just Knicks in the building, man. We're here, man. Just talk a little Knicks tonight, man. Got a pretty couple of nice topics going on. We're gonna talk about Macomb Daddy a little bit. Talk about possible bringing dealing right back on the Knicks. We're also gonna talk about my man Yabusele, who over there in the Euro League right now doing a thing over there. Had a big game the other day, like 36 points, like pretty certain amount of rebounds. So he's over there in Euro getting himself in game shape over there, man, getting ready for the season. So I'm excited to see what he's going to bring to the Knicks, man. But he's playing good over there. And we're going to talk about him as well. We can talk about other couple of things that's going on here, whatever's on y'all mind. And outside starting this year, we're going to have a new segment, ladies and gentlemen. It's literally called Question and Answer from the Chat. It's going to be a part of the show where we just take you guys' questions, you guys' thoughts and ideas, and we just talk about your topics and certain segments of the show. So y'all look forward to that coming in this year, man, on the show this season with you guys. Y'all input is always in the chat, but we really want y'all input to be heard. So whatever y'all put out there in that point of the segment, we will talk about it and let people get their response to all that. But other than that, Shout Powers, man, what's going on with you, man? How you doing, my bro?
Everything good, man. Like you said, Divine, a little rainy and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Hoping that rain go away and come back another day. You know what I mean? This a good weekend for me to do some things and stuff like that. But aside from that, you know what I mean? Talking about the Knicks is kind of slow. Not much to talk about. All the hoopla out there, these words about this guy here and this guy don't want to come here and they ain't got enough money here. This guy we're gonna wait to, it's all good. You know what I mean? And that's what we're here for. We're here to talk about what could be the bottom line right now because there's so much stuff that's stagnating for, and I think that the Knicks is going to wait till after the Labor Day anyway to pick up someone. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, real talk. That makes sense to me. And it just obviously it just passed. So, we had a Labor Day weekend. And hopefully, there's something do drop eventually. Because, like I said, they about to go to training camp pretty soon. I hope they don't want to go to training camp having them type of thoughts and ideas on their mind about whether who's going to be here. Hopefully, they go into training camp knowing who's going to be here, or they might wait to see what happens after training camp and who come out of training camp that might shock them. You know what I mean? They might want to wait till training camp literally kicks off. And once the training camp, they might, well, you know what? This guy showed improve. We brought him in here and this and that. But, we did hear a couple of things with Dylan Wright got a possibility of coming back to the Knicks, things like that, man. So he's one guy we heard out there. There's still some buzz about other guys. But right now it's a lot of speculation with everything. I don't think too many people know what's going to go on until it happens. But I'm quite sure them guys got their mind set on something. And we'll see how it goes. And I'm looking forward to whatever happens, whether it be somebody that's already here getting that last spot, or they bringing somebody who can contribute getting that last spot, whatever the case may be. I do know that the core is here. You know what I mean? I know the core of the team is here, and them guys are going to go out there and try to establish themselves this year, to go out there and try to chase that ring. We bring a lot of good guys back, a lot of players who've been here coming back. We brought in a couple of new players here and there, so we brought a rookie in here and things of that nature. So we're going to see, man. It's still opportunity for us to get another person in here or two, whatever the case may be. I'm really looking forward to it. But as of right now, we pretty much got a 12-man roster. We know that's set. With obviously with the two-way we're going to deal with, and my man the Warriors. So other than that, man, just one of them things out there. Obviously, we hear the noise out there about, like you said earlier, Ben Simmons was a possibility, but he might tell me, I'm not sure if he want to play in the NBA. I don't know if that's how true that is. That's just out there and out there in the universe. I don't know how real it is, how not it is, but you know, everybody got a news station, a news outlet nowadays. So you don't know who to really believe out there, and that's why I don't really talk about it too much. Unless they deal with the court, I don't really get too much. But obviously, they talking about the Kawhi Leonard thing that happened with Steve Ballmer them out there, where they paid them off the books or something like that. Now they're not trying to bring it into the Jalen Brunson world and all that shit. I ain't trying to deal with that neither. But it's out there. I don't know how if that's going to hold any weight with anybody, because I don't think they did nothing nefarious over there. But it's not like this shit probably hadn't been going on in the NBA for years. Who knows? I always said that they probably, like we used to talk about sometimes, you know what? They'll pay them another way. So who knows, man? But other than that, man, just a lot of noise out there. We know some noise good, some not. What's your thoughts on what you see out there, man, and what's going on with your mind with these Knicks, man? What you thinking about these guys coming up for the season, and what you want to see, or what you're thinking about?
Well, I think the main focus. I think the Knicks got the coaching together, and I think getting into training camp, they can the coaches can match up with the players, because they are some new coaches to get used to with these new players, you know what I mean, and how they can run their analytics and stuff like that. Big thing for the guys to get together and really gel, and to figure out who we're going to pick, who's going to be the guy that we, pull out the soul. Like you mentioned, Simmons, his name is still out there. Malcolm Brogdon's name is bringing up a little bit more steam and stuff like that. But a lot of these players, like we talked about, all the I don't want to say at the end of their wits, but these players are contract, the money that they can get on certain the money that they want, they can't get for certain teams. And I mean, Russell Westbrook name still out there, but what Russell Westbrook the most is going to get right now, somewhere $3, $5, $7 million, something like that. What Simmons is looking for, $5, $3, $4, $5 million. You know what I mean? Brogdon 2, 3, 4, 5. Some low numbers compared to what these guys were making, have already made or made last year. So let's see what happens. I mean, I want them to finalize it, and I'm hoping that by Saturday, tomorrow, or something like that, they could drop something where we could get it over with, like we talked about tonight, DeLon Wright or whosoever, man. Because now it's time to get ready, because in the next couple of weeks they'll be in training camp.
Yeah, absolutely. This thing that came and gone. In May we got exited in May, but now we right back in it again. The season's about to start again. So they done did. I would say they probably 85% where they want to be. Probably they got to do these two-way things and fill that last roster spot. But let me ask you a question. I think they went in the last year. They didn't really have that last roster spot. Didn't they function with like 14 guys all year, just about last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
They kept the 14-man roster spot, and then at the end of the year was the PJ Tucker thing, to clean them out, to have that 15-man roster. And it looks like they may do something like that this year again, but they definitely want to go in, I believe, with 14 men. I think last year, I can't remember exactly. I haven't done no research, so I don't really want to talk about it, but I don't know if we started with 14 men last year. I think it was 2 weeks in before we got our 14th man, but don't quote me on that.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah. Well, listen, man, we gotta just figure out they're gonna figure out what they're gonna do. We're gonna figure out what they're gonna do, and we'll respond to it. But like I said, there's a couple of guys out there, Shop Power, they had a chance to bring back, and obviously to me, one of the guys we bring up in a few minutes, he had a pretty good. I think he's a pretty good savvy veteran for the Knicks, and I'm hoping that if they bring him back, I'm good with that as well. Dylan Wright, obviously, he's a good candidate for the New York Knicks, man. And he can do some things defensively, and I think the Knicks might take a look at bringing him back. From what I hear, makes sense. He can play defense. He's a good defender on the side of the ball. He can run an offense. Now whether he's going to be in that rotation, I don't know. That remains to be seen. But if they bring him back, I'm okay with it, because that means he got a little bit familiar with the players that's on the team. So it won't be a bad thing by having him back in a Knicks uniform, because he really he played with us, and he kind of knows how we get down, man. And the cat's a savvy veteran. I think he's been around. Let me get some of the stats up. He's been around for a minute, so he knows how to play the game of basketball. So I'm not even mad if the Knicks bring him back at all, because he did, come here and help us in that second half of the season at the end, when Tom Thibodeau decided to go and play some more players, especially in the playoffs when we needed them. So he's a very good defender, and that he one of the better defenders actually at that position. And a couple of years ago, he was second in the NBA at that position and guarding the ball. So, I don't have a problem with him coming back. Obviously, you would think about him and guys like Landry Shamet, who was on the team last year. I don't have a problem with them two neither. Either one of them I don't have a problem with, because, like I said, continuity is important, and these locker room continuity is important nowadays. So knowing that he's still in play, let's go and get him. I don't have a problem. What's your thoughts on Dylan Wright, man? That, somebody who I think won't cause a headache if he's not playing, but if they bring him back, I would like him to play, because I think he could back up. I think he could back up Brunson. Who knows? I think that he got that skill set that could do that. But if not, then I guess it's going to be whoever, man. What's your thoughts on Dylan Wright, Shaw?
I believe that, in my opinion, I think that might be the better choice. And the only reason why is because I think, depending on how they run this 10-man rotation, because it's going to be something like a 10-man rotation, who's going to get minutes. And I would love to see Landry Shamet back here, and to see how they can try to fit him into the lineup to get some minutes with to be on the court, to get some minutes, to get some shots up and stuff like that. But how many minutes really is Landry Shamet going to get on the court?
Mm-hmm.
With in front of Josh Hart, in front of Clarkson, in front of Deuce McBride, how much minutes is he really going to get on the court in front of those guys? So I'm with more so on the Brown. On the to get this pickup is something like the PJ Tucker thing that we talked about. Someone that we can stash on the end of the bench, but the only better thing about him is he can still play some basketball. And he probably won't get more minutes than Tyler Kolek, but he's at the end of the bench if someone else goes down and we have to fill something in. He's a good fill-in guy, can come in for a couple of games, can run the offense. And the one big thing for me with him is he said out of his mouth he would love to come back to the Knicks, but he knows how things go and X, Y, Z, and all that other stuff, to finish out the sentence. That's the guy that I want right now. He wants to be here. He knows that this team is a good team, and I think he's at the end of his year. He can sit on the bench and coach some of these guys at the end of the bench that he's going to be sitting next to, like Tyler Kolek, like maybe Bacone a little bit like that. Those are the guys he's going to be sitting and talk to, because I think Hunter Purdy's going to get some minutes this year. Or Bacone could get minutes too, but we'll talk about that a little later.
Yeah, that's what I'm really interested to see, man, Shaw, how he utilized this team. I'm really interested. I want to see how Mike Brown, is he going to be different than Tom Thibodeau? Is he going to go 10 deep? Is he going to go 11 or whatever? Sometimes it's hard to run a lot of players when rhythm is everything, but I do think that he had enough at his disposal to play more players.
Facts.
Yeah, let's see if he's different than Tom Thibodeau in that way. He might say, you know what? Listen, Jalen Brunson, you coming out with 4 minutes instead of 7 minutes left or 8 minutes left? You know what I mean? Or he might do he make his Mike Brown make his adjustments according to the way the game is going? You know what I mean? Instead of just saying, okay, you know what, I'm gonna leave the guy here for the first 6 minutes, then they'll sub him out. He might feel like, okay, this cat is not popping right now, or I need to change it up because the other team is doing something different. Their scheme is causing me to have to take this guy out kind of early than I expected. Does cat get in foul trouble, or this cat get in foul trouble, or any guy, and he might have to say Yabusele or Mitchell Robinson, depending on what his lineups be, coming a little early. That's what I'm most intrigued about. Everything about, I'm not too much worried about his X's and O's. Him and Tibbs are good coaches. My main thing with him is he's gonna do something different with Dylan Wright or all these guys that Tibbs didn't do. That's my biggest thing with these guys that's going to be in the 10th, 11th man spot on this team. Is that, are they going to get to play some valuable minutes because this guy going to stretch the lineup out a little bit? So it's going to be interesting to see how Mike Brown pull this together. If he do, you might see Tyler Kolek or you might see Haka Purdy. So let's see how. I think if Mike Brown do that shot powers, we might have a different team, and he might decide to play more players. I don't know. I got to see how he goes when he get here.
It really, to me, it really comes down to who he starts. Because if you start Mitchell Robinson, I believe Haka Purdy gets more minutes. And I mean, if he start and everybody's throwing this under the hole, and let me say this real quick about Josh Hart. If you start Josh Hart, let's remember Josh Hart played last year off 82 games. I mean, not all, the beginning of the game. How many games did he won last year with Josh Hart? How many triple doubles? Didn't he beat Clyde last year with triple doubles in the season? Didn't he do that? Did Josh Hart do that last year? Did Josh Hart play about 38 minutes last year? More minutes than he should have played and being a starter, but he played them.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not second guess Josh Hart being in the starting lineup, because with Josh Hart in the starting lineup, then you see more minutes from Pacone Dadier. You know what I mean? Right. You won't see no minutes from Haka Purdy because Mitchell Robinson would be in the second unit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You'll see minutes from Pacone now. So it just all depends on how they're going to start this lineup. If it's going to be Mitchell Robinson starting, because in my opinion, if Mitchell Robinson start, we can see a 10-man rotation, a solid 10-man rotation with Haka Purdy in there. That's the only person that's going to be extra. It's Haka Purdy. And if Josh Hart starts, which he did all last year to the playoffs till, you know what I mean, we were getting beat up down low and Josh Hart was burnt out. Let's be real. His finger hurting, his knee hurting, all that stuff that we talk about. Not making no excuses, but he was playing like 40 minutes in the playoffs or something like that, almost 40, 39 and some change in the playoffs. So if we lessen his minutes, maybe Pacone could get a couple more minutes. Now we can see Pacone grow a little bit. He's looking excellent this year. He's knocking down shots, coming around the picks, looking big, getting a little more look in his face like 6'7", 6'8", someone that we looking for off the bench. Could you imagine Pacone with Deuce McBride and Clarkson with Yabusele?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it all depends on who the starting lineup is. I think it's going to be a 10-man rotation no matter what. It will easily be a 12, 13-man rotation some nights when we are in our groove. If we are in our groove, in my opinion, I think we'd be 118 points this year average. If we is in our groove this year, you will see Pacone get heavy minutes. Not heavy minutes. You'll see him get 8, 7 a game. Not every game, but for some games, 7, 9, 12 minutes a game. You'll see Haka Purdy get 11, 12, 15, 18 points a game. You'll see Bournemouth and Dylan Wright getting a couple of minutes, and and Muhammad, you'll see him come in for a couple of minutes. If the Knicks are playing the way, in my opinion, that I think they're going to have 59-win season this year. I think that's what you're going to see from the New York Knicks here. But for me, it all comes down to who starts.
Yeah, real to yo. Salute to the chat, man. Nick Apocalypse, my man, Presley the Boss, Met Nick fan. Let's go, everybody. Salute to you guys. Thank y'all for coming in, man. And that's why I say it's important that Mike Brown at least go 10 deep, and I do understand why you put the emphasis on Josh Hart coming back to the starting lineup, because that frees up another spot for another player. Because if Josh Hart wound up being on that second unit, though you might bring a player in, who's going to be, what player would they bring in there if Josh Hart goes to that bench? Is it going to be Deuce, or is it going to be I don't know who would it be? I have no idea, but only he knows. and he probably won't know until he go through training camp. They go through all their little things in there. But no matter where it go, I think one young man that I hope take a leap this year to become Daddy. I think he got the skill set. I admired that man ever since he first came into Summer League the year we drafted him. I think the guy got a chance to go out there and possible, depending on what happens. See, ladies and gentlemen, that's why you might want Josh Hart to start, like Shot Powell said, because Combs could be that small forward backup. You know what I mean? You know how much him and Mikal Bridges, he was under Mikal Bridges' wing last year. So if you start Josh Hart, McComb might be that small foul forward in there.
Yeah, we talked about all last year. We couldn't see.
Then you might see
about last year. We talked about it right here on Knicks Real Talk about all year we was missing a small forward in the second unit. McComb could be that guy if you start Josh Hart. Harker Purdy will lose some minutes, but if we win in the games like we supposed to, he will pick up minutes in other games where he'll be more essential than Pacone is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you can go Deuce Bride, Clarkson, Pacone, Yabusele, and Mitchell Robinson.
Facts.
He's a good outside shooter. Deuce is a good outside shooter. Yabusele can shoot it pretty good from out there, and Clarkson can hit it from out there. And that's not bad right there. And so you got to be. It's interesting to see. And then knowing that you got Deuce Bride who could play defense, Mitchell Robinson who could play defense, Yabusele who could play a little defense. So you still got a balance. You got a balanced second unit when it comes to offense and defense, because you got some guys who can put it out there and get it done, and you also got guys who can defend the ball, and that's what you want. You want to have a balanced attack out there, and I think if he gets the chance to crack, I'm hoping he does, man. I really want to see McComb get out there, man. I think this might be his year because you know what? If that man shines, that the only thing that does is make the Knicks more flexible when it comes to money. So they need to trade a contract they don't want to get rid of or whatever, knowing that young man can come in there and fill somebody's shoes up. It was like, to me, Shot Powers, how when we said that Quentin Grimes made Evan Fournier expendable.
Facts.
Or we said this guy made that guy expendable. Well, that could be the same thing with Pacone Daddier. He could wind up making somebody expendable. You know what I mean? And that's a good thing, because let's say if Yabusele bust out next year, he got a player option that next year. What about if he opt out because somebody gonna give him a bigger contract? That means my man Pacone Daddier, he still got a year left on a $2 million deal or whatever. He locked in there. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be interesting to see how all this stuff goes, man, with the Mitch situation and all that. But I think Pacone Daddier, I hope he's going to training camp. I seen a couple of clips of him right now, Shot Powell, in the summer. The brother's shot looked like butter. I mean, it's just water, man. He is looking good in the gym. And like I said, if that translates into to the training camp, he got a good shot to get in that rotation. He really does. It's definitely a spot there open to me. With the Josh Hart situation or not, even if Josh Hart go to the bench and Deuce come in or whoever, what the case may be, Pacone Daddier got a chance to get in there if he go into training camp like everybody else and fight for a spot, fight for a rotation spot. But I think between him, Tyler Kolek, and Harker Purdy, them three guys that I know offhand got a chance to maybe be in that rotation.
Facts.
Excuse me.
Depending on who's starting, Divine. Facts.
Yep. Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting, man. I like that young man. I really did. Like I said, I like his. When I first seen him, I was pretty much the way he moved. He moves like a Euro dude. He moves without the ball real well. He know how to get over screens. He know how to go around screens. He know how to get over the defender. He know how to take screens off the shot. I mean, Combe, a lot of them Euro guys are advanced a lot because they go through a lot of the basics over there. As a lot of these guys nowadays that we got in the NBA, a lot of them come out of AAU. Some of them don't go to school. They go to school for 1 year. But guys like Pacone, them who young like that, but they've been playing professional at a young age. You know what I mean? And they got a lot of the basics down over there. And I think he's got a lot of that basic in him. So I'm hoping that this cat get to shine for the Knicks, man. But because if you look at him last year, he had a couple of games here or there where I like, okay, this cat really can really do something, man. So if he make it, man, I'll be happy for him to get in the rotation. Like I said, I've been a Pacone guy, Shot Powers, since the cat pretty much got to the NBA. And if you look at him with the brother age, young dude too, 20 years old,
right? Yeah, 20,
6'8". You know what I mean? He got some little game with him. For the Knicks last year, he played 18 games, only averaged 1.7, but you know, he didn't get a chance to get a lot of rhythm with Tom Thibodeau. Obviously, when you don't get a lot of rhythm, you don't play a lot, you don't get a lot of rhythm. Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen. When you don't play a lot, you don't get a lot of rhythm to your game. And because we was built for a championship run, a lot of them young guys did not get the chance to really do their game like that. So his numbers is kind of misleading just due to the amount of minutes he played, how many times he played. Only plays 6 minutes a game. You know, you can't have a good percentage if you only been in there. So you miss one shot, then, you know, in that 6 minutes, you probably coming out anyway. So let's hopefully that he get a chance to get some minutes stint this year. And hope Mike Brown can make a difference in the way he coaches the team. I think guys like that will shine if they get the right amount of minutes they need. Because like I said, basketball is a game of rhythm, because you can miss your first 2 shots but hit your next 3 shots, you know, because you got warmed up and everything like that. And that's why I understand to a degree why Thibodeau didn't go so many players, because it's about a rhythm thing. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I think it's different now with the way Mike Brown going to coach his team, with the pace he want to play with. I think the minutes won't be no issue this year. So let's see if Pacone Daddier or Terora or McCullough Jr., whoever. But I do think he got a chance to go out there and do it, because he can shoot the ball well. He can shoot the ball. And I think him and DeWara and them guys, we have some good guys. That the beautiful thing about that is, like, you know, the NBA, the 82 game season, injuries happen. They happen. You know, whether it's for 1 game or 2 games, these guys are going to get a chance to play in the season, so they got to always stay ready. And it looks like he's trying to stay ready so far, Sha Powell. So let's see how Pacone do, if he can become him. And if he did, you never know, he might get out there and give him some minutes this year.
I'm high on Pacone this year. I think Josh Hart starts this year. I think Josh Hart starts. I think Josh Hart stays somewhere around 28 minutes, 32 minutes, or something like that. And Pacone, we will see it. He can get minutes, you know what I mean? And if he comes in, last year he didn't get minutes because of Tom Thibodeau, and also he was a little injured a little bit last year. I think he had something like a turf toe. He had a couple of injuries to his turf toe or something like that. I don't know if it was exactly turf toe, but something with that toe of his last year. So could have kept him out a couple of games. But with that being said, if he comes in healthy, he's 6'9". He's in that second unit with Deuce McBride, Yabusele, Mitchell Robinson. You want to run up and down the court. You want to look for somebody that look like Ben Simmons. You want to see somebody like Ben Simmons getting up and down court, playing good defense, and really want to get at it with the ball. This is what I'm hoping for Pacone. I think Pat-Man can come in here and live it up. A small forward that can play a shooting guard, and maybe even a power forward. He's 6'8". You know what I mean? He's young. You know what I mean? He's athletic. I know he wants to get up and down the court. And if his 3-point shot stays pure to a 36%, 35%, excuse me, if he stays 35% this year, you know what I mean, shooting when he get out there, I'm happy. You know what I mean? Because in essence, anything that we get more than what we got from 20, if under 25 points, it was even less than 25 points. I think it was 21 to 23 points last year that we scored from our bench. If we could get to 35, 40 points, and he's included into that, and he's getting into the rhythm, he's going to fill in real great. He's 6'8". He's going to start running. And if he gets with Clarkson and Deuce, like you said, Divine, the biggest thing that we have to watch next year is Deuce be no pressure on him now. He's not the only guy that's in that unit that has to score now. So at any given time, any one of these guys can really go off. Yabusele, we just seen it in the FIBA league. If it's the FIBA, whatever they call it, it's that league. Of course it is. But there's a whole bunch of professional basketball players that's in that league. Let's not say they're not professional. You know what I mean? They're not. Let's not say they're not NBA players. Not all of them, but let's not say they're not professional players. You know what I mean? So any given night, any guy in that second unit can go. I'm pretty sure we're going to see Clarkson go off for at least a 30-point game this year. I almost want to bet on that. That's a spread. I'm ready to bet on that. I know he's gonna have a good game in New York. Deuce is going to have a bomb year this year. If he do stay healthy this year, and his percentage is going to be way better because he's not going to be the primary no more. He's got so much more help. 9 points from your 5 plays in the second year to give you average you 45 points a night. That's what we want to be.
That's crazy. That's literally crazy. Because Deuce averaged 9.6 last year.
Come on, Devon, come on.
Average 16. Yabusele give you around 9 and 8 this year. Even if say hypothetically it is Bacone, and he give you about seven points with maybe 3 rebounds, 2 assists. That's right there, almost there 30-something points. So yeah, man, with Mitchell Robinson giving you his, if he's on that bench.
I'm giving Mitchell Robinson 9 and 9 this year. I'm giving Yabusele 9 points this year. I'm giving Deuce McBride 11 points, but I'm gonna say 9 points to be easy. I'm gonna give Clarkson 9 points because I don't want to over average these guys. I don't want to sound like I'm a homer. I mean, I think Bacone could come in here and can average 7 points, but I'm hoping that he can get to 9 points because 45 points in our second unit, we come from the bottom from 30 at least until 14, 15, somewhere around there, middle. That's probably even higher than that. 40. I don't even know what it was last year. I'm going to look it up right now.
I think Knicks crack the top. Definitely think the Knicks will crack the top 15 in bench scoring this year.
Right. That's what I want to be. That's why we gotta start making precedents this year. This year is the year where our stats gotta really show that we're top 10 from our second unit. We're scoring 44, 42 points this year in our second unit. We're rebounding the ball better, top 10 in rebounding. Everything got to be top 10. Everything is nothing can be. I don't want to say nothing can be, but we need everything to be around top 10 this year in a lot of aspects for us to be where we need to be. And I mean, that's in my opinion.
You know what? And I think he did, and I think he will. Here's the reason why I also think he will, Shot Powell, because they're gonna play more. You know what I mean? I'm assuming Mike Brown ain't gonna run Josh Hart and L. Bridges do 37 minutes. You know what I mean? So by them getting more minutes on the floor, that allowed them to have a chance to get more opportunity to score the ball. And I think they will. I just think they got, like I said, Jordan Clarkson is exactly what the Knicks needed. They needed him to score. Not shoot, score. This guy can score on the court. It's not a spot on the floor that Jordan Clarkson can't get a bucket from. He could break down the defense. He could pull up with a jump shot. He got handles. You know what I mean? So
he drive to the basket. Yep.
His numbers is legit. You know, he ain't no phony dude. You know, and what I like, and another thing I like about that signing is the continuity. He came in the league with Josh Hart. Now, these guys all played together. You know what I mean? They doing it the right way in New York. I got to give them credit, man. My man Jordan Clarkson and Josh Hart were on the Lakers together. You know what I mean? And so on and so on. So all this stuff is pretty intriguing to see how they're doing it. And if they do go out there and do what they do, I think they get it. Yeah, man. All right, salute, my man. A Met Knicks fan, and true indeed, the Filipino brother, man. His game is good. Shop. I like Jordan Clarkson. I didn't think the Knicks would get him. I wasn't big on him from a defense standpoint, but I know his bucket getting is there. He can light it up with just about with anybody. I mean, he got game. You know what I mean? So I think about that. We didn't have that last year, ladies and gentlemen. There was nobody on that Knicks bench could do what he could do. Nobody, and it wasn't even. You know, to be honest with you, other than my man Precious Chua, there was nobody and they could do what Yabusele could do. You know what I mean? Think about it. And Precious Chua can't shoot the 3 ball like Yabusele can. I think he can do everything else that Yabusele could do. But I think the 3 ball for Yabusele is what's going to separate him from Precious Chua and all them. You know what I mean? I think Precious Chua just didn't. I don't know why Ted they utilized him enough. You know. That's why a lot of them guys pretty much was upset at Tip because they wasn't getting no burn. A lot of them guys that, you know, they was like, listen, we ain't getting no burn. You know, and I think guys like I liked the Achua. I wouldn't even have a problem right now. If Achua wanted to come back to the Knicks for $3 million, I'll take him right back. Bring him right on back in here for $3 million. I don't have a problem. Before Ben Simmons, all of them, I'll take Precious Achua. Because I know he got a game is that he couldn't really get it the way he wanted to with Cat when Mitchell Robinson got back. Tibbs didn't utilize him at the power forward enough to me. And all that stuff. So, but you know, in the meantime, you know, with the guy that we have here, we got enough firepower to get a pop in New York this year, man. I don't expect nothing less from this team. I think they're gonna be about 118, 190. I'm literally gonna go say we averaged what last year scoring 117 a game. We was at 119 at the beginning of the year. I think we ended the year at 117 a game. I don't see why this team won't be over 120 a game scoring this year from a whole team perspective. And last year we was around 117. We was for fifth in the association, just about third, most about the whole year, and then at the end of the year we wound up being fifth. But if this team going to continue with doing what they're doing from an offense standpoint, and Mike Brown opens that pace up a little bit and push the ball up and down the floor more by getting steals and block shots and things of that nature, and this team probably can go crazy on some nights. Because, at the beginning of the year last year, ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks would put up 140 on people at will. Now, I think in like December, they were throwing up 130, 140 something. They were beating some top dogs with by like 140 something, whatever. So I expect the same thing to happen this year. I think these cats go out there and play ball. But I think Yabusele going to be that guy who I think going to be Shy Powers, that guy that's going to be an X factor for the New York Knicks. I think y'all playing well in Euro. I think he's going to be he's really going to make a difference for New York Knicks. But I'm really looking forward to see what he's going to do at the power forward spot and sometime at center, depending on what happened. In the course of the game and what other coaches doing with his size and all that stuff, his schemes over there. I want to see how they utilize my man. I'm looking forward to Yabusele really getting out there, doing what he's doing. And I think the Knicks got a good one and for that $5 million, whatever the case may be. I think they got a good one, Shy Powers and him.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I think he's really going to come here, and I think he's really going to show out. I think Clarkson really is going to come here, and I think he's really going to show out. And I mean, I like the backcourt of Deuce McBride and Clarkson. I like that backcourt, man. And if in my opinion, if Josh Hart starts and we can implement Pacone Daddier to that second unit early and let him work himself into that second unit for that first, let him work himself into that thing. I believe by December we'll be looking at him a totally different way. You know what I mean? Because if we don't do that, they may change the way it looks. You know what I mean? They may make a move or something like that, or put Josh, or maybe I don't know how it all makes a difference of how they start this unit this year. But I think Bacone has an opportunity that's going to come to him this year, and I hope that he doesn't let it slip away.
Yeah. He had his best year last year, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, Yabusele, obviously, he didn't get a lot of minutes when he first got here because he came in with Boston in 17-18. He played 33, 41. He played 70 games for Philly last year because he got the minutes. The cat put up 11 points a game, something like six rebounds, almost 6 rebounds a game, 3 assists, almost 1 steal. So he had a good year because he got the minutes, and I'm banking on him having to get them same minutes with the New York Knicks this year. Field goal percentage last year went up to 501. Shot 50% from the floor last year. Shot almost 38% from downtown. He did shoot 38% from downtown last year, ladies and gentlemen. So Yabusele, to be honest with you, he had a good year last year because of Paul George went down, Embiid went down, and that whole thing started going south of Philly, and he got to get into some quality minutes. And his minutes per game was the most he played, and he did that in 27 minutes a game, ladies and gentlemen. 27 minutes a game, shot 50% from the floor, shot 38% from downtown, foul tech around 72%, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 11 points a game in 27 minutes. That's some good numbers right there. And if he can get that same, he can give it them same 70 games in New York this year and more, then I think he definitely made our bench much better than it was the past season. Much better, because we didn't have nobody on our bench that did what Yabusele did last year, number-wise, from the big man position. Like I said, and that might be the reason why, Tibbs ran what he ran. Sometimes we might get on Tibbs because he got a lot of minutes, but some of the guys just didn't have it. You know what I mean? And some of the guys that did have it, I don't know. You know what I mean? And the way it looks right now, it's just that he might make a difference for Knicks. So I'm looking forward to Yabusele. He tearing it up in the Euro League at 36 the other night, ladies and gentlemen. Played some good defense on when he's playing Giannis. Had a good defense stop at the end of the game on my man Luka Doncic at the end of the game to seal that game in a sense. He got New York attitude. That's why I'm excited about Yabusele, because he has that New York mentality, hard, gritty, tough. like to get the fans involved. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about. It's Broadway. It's the bright lights. It's entertainment. But he also rugged though. You know, he rugged. You know what I mean? And built like Charles Oakley. Shadana built like Anthony Mason. You know what I mean? And the cat could play. He could play. So let's see what he can do, man. But like I said, when you get minutes, you can show improvement. I think last year him getting the minutes because of the injuries in Philadelphia made a big difference in the reason why he got him some money this year. And let's hope that's what happens with Bacone and all these guys. They just need the minutes. Let them get some minutes, and if they pan out well, then if my man Bacone Daddy give me 7 points a game on a $2 million contract, I'm happy.
Man, come on, Devon. Come on, man.
7 points a game on a $2 million contract. I'm happy. That's why I don't understand why everybody be getting on Deuce. Deuce make $3 million a year. He gave you 9 points a game and plays good defense. That's good value. Yeah, that's good value. You know what I mean? Good. It ain't like he's making 15, 20 million only giving you 9 points a game. The man was making $4 million, defending some of the better players in the league, and he was giving you 10 points a game. If Bacone Daddy making $2 million to give us 7 points a game and 3 rebounds and a couple of assists and play some good defense, then he worth his $2 million. That's all you want. So I think Yabusele on $5 million. If Yabusele give me the same numbers he had last year, I'm a happy camper. For real, for real. Yabusele give me 11 points a game, shooting 38% from downtown, and shooting 50% from the floor for that $5 million. I'm good, Shot Powers. And playing some defense. That's what you want. You want the guy to have some to be worth that contract, and I think they worth their contracts. So let's see how it goes. I think Yabusele is going to be a big addition to this team. Him and Mitchell Robinson. What I love about that, if Mitchell Robinson goes to the bench, Shot Powers, that means Yabusele can go out there and stretch the floor now. You know what I mean? Because you got Mitch in that lineup with him. So now Yabusele can go out there every now and then because he's a 38% shooter. So he can go out there just like you got Mitch and Cat. You got Mitch and Yabusele. Yabusele can go out there, knock down some threes. Then also when need to be, when somebody else about to shoot a ball, he can go down there and get a rebound because somebody like Clarkson got the ball or Deuce McBride, whatever. Him and Mitch can be down there snatching rebounds like that. So it's good to have him, man. What do you think about this cat and his contract and what he's doing right now in Euro?
I'll say this, man. Everybody, I don't know why, like this guy never had no defense before. He come to the Knicks, he ain't never had no defense. He ain't never had no defense. He come to the Knicks, he ain't never had no defense. Now he's gonna come to the Knicks, he ain't got no defense. The guy block shots, man. He blocks shots. He's hustle. He's on defense. You know what I mean? He grabs rebounds. I mean, come on, man. Come on. If like you said, Divine, if he gives us what he gave Philly last year, come on, man. I'm looking for him only give us 9 points. Divine, I don't even want everybody to get double digits in the second unit because then they never going to leave. I mean, everybody going to leave next year.
Right.
Let's keep him at 9 points. Hey, if Deuce go off for 14 points next year, or Clarkson go off for averaging 12, 14 points a game, he ain't coming back. I mean, he might come back. But we ain't gonna have no money for him. So let's use him for what we got right now. Let's just get 45 points in that second unit. But Yabusele's gonna be big because, like you said, Divine, the spread out on how he can play off of Mitchell Robinson. We all know that Mitchell Robinson is not gonna. You have to play Mitchell Robinson. He's not like how you did Josh Hart or Cat, where you leave a smaller man on him, or you leave him ailing by himself on the weaker side. You got to put a body on Mitchell Robinson because Mitchell Robinson is going to be in the paint. Perfect for all these guys that's on the perimeter to shoot these shots. And I mean, you got Deuce out there. Hopefully, he can come back this year, shoot about 38%. Clarkson 38%. Yabusele 38%. If Bacone could come in here and shoot 35%, that's major. I mean, that makes your second unit better. And that's not saying that they shooting 11 3-pointers and all that stuff. That's shooting with good percentages. You know what I mean? You're shooting 3 for 5. You know what I mean? 3 for 6. You know what I mean? Numbers like that. You know what I mean? 4 for 6. Numbers like that. You shoot numbers like that to get those 36, 38%. On the second unit, Come on, man. That's what we looking for. And with Mitchell Robinson to be there and get offensive rebounds and shut down the Yabusele plays defense. Deuce McBride plays defense. Mitchell Robinson plays defense. You saying that team is not a defensive team back there? I guarantee you, Mitchell Robinson gonna make Yabusele look great rebounding the basketball next year because that's what Mitchell Robinson does. Look what he did for Julius Randle. I'm gonna just start this because I'm amped for this second unit this year because this is what's going to push us over the punch. Last year we averaged our starting unit averaged 95 points almost 100 points a game. Now we're talking about almost 100 points. With this is another reason why I want Josh Hart to start again. With Josh Hart in there, averaged almost 100 points, and now you're looking at averaging about another 40 points in the second unit. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, Devon.
It's gonna be crazy. Like I was saying earlier, we scored 117 for a team last year. I expect Knicks to be 120 this year. That's just too much. That's gonna be a lot. Like I said,
I'm just trying to be nice and say 118, Devon.
You know what's crazy to me? Like I said, Jordan Clarkson by himself last year, then they outscored the whole Knicks bench. I'm gonna tell you why.
Right.
Deuce McBride scored 9 points a game. Campaign was around 6, and Pressure 2 was around 6. So you know that's 21. He was scored 16 a game last year. You know what I mean? So now you add his 16 to Deuce's 10, or Yabusele's 10. I mean, it just to me is like this team gonna be way better than what last year. Last year we had a good starting 5. I thought this was the best starting 5 we had a year. I don't think that was the best team. I think that team last year, the year before, was the better team than this year's team. I think this year's team was the better starting unit.
Right, we were deeper like the year before. We were deeper the year before.
I think that was a better team because we had a nice bench back then. But now I think this bench can make a difference with this year's team. And so with not having that bench last year, win 51 games, now having a bench that you didn't have last year, you got to think the team got to be better than it was last year. On paper, I'm not on paper, just literally all around. I think this team will be better than last year. I think our bench got stronger. Yabusele 11 points a game last year, and Jordan Clarkson 16. That's 27 points. Our whole bench would give us 27 points last year.
Facts.
Think about that.
I think it was 21. What was it? What was that? I think it was 21, right?
I'll pull it up. Yeah, our whole bench was because they were 30th in the lead in scoring last year.
Yeah, I think it was under 23. I think it was 23 or 21, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so just adding them two alone, from an offense standpoint, made our bench stronger. Like I said, and knowing that Deuce don't have the pressure that he had to endure last year, right. You know, especially with the growing injuries and the hamstring injuries, he was out 3 stints this year. But so I'm looking for these cats to go out there and get it popping, man. I'm excited about the team this year, and we all should be, man. If Mike Brown can stir that pot the right way, then I think we'll be okay. You know, and I'm not doubting nothing these players do, man. But let me ask you a question, not related to these guys. What do you think? I think people not looking at a lot of things that he do that they don't give him credit for. Josh Hart, what's the reason why you think a lot of players, not a lot, some of our fan base don't like Josh Hart? Do you think it only thing Josh Hart, I got upset at Josh Hart a little bit last year was sometimes he was being boneheaded on the defense side of the ball. Other than that, this cat rebound with the best of them, push the pace with the best of them. He get rugged with the best of them. The man Dan made the All-Star game last year, Shot Powers. You know what I mean? And that's what's so crazy to me. Like, this cat was always an All-Star. He was one of the better. If Josh Hart was a 6-man last year, he would have won it.
No question.
And Pritchard wouldn't even won that award last year. If Josh Hart, I'm trying to figure out a guy that does all these things for the New York Knicks, and I guaranteed you, out of those 51 wins, Knicks probably would have lost 6 of the games without Josh Hart getting offense rebounds and timely plays at the right time and hustle plays and all that. Do you think it's because he don't got a 20-point scoring offense bag, or what is it you think to you that got Knicks fans not liking Josh Hart?
The biggest talk about Josh Hart all last year is his shooting. You know what I mean? In the beginning of the year, I don't know what nobody was talking about. He was knocking it down. I think he was up 30-something% in the beginning of the year. He was pretty good. Maybe even could have been closer to 40%. But he started not doing that as much. Or maybe he got cold turkey. But come to find out that he had a bum finger. That same finger that he had wrapped up all year. He had that all year long, he said. And something with his he had another ailment too, but that finger nagged him almost all year long. So now we know he will not have that problem this year. Look, come on, are we forgetting that, like, as Knicks fans, do we really forget that not Josh Hart knocks down some of the biggest 3-point shots that we have had since Josh Hart has
Right,
been
right.
here in New York? Come on. Josh Hart come on. So it's not that he can knock down the shot, and maybe last year he didn't take it as much, but we found out that his finger was why he stopped taking those shots so much. So let's just say he gets 32 minutes this year, 30 minutes or something like that, where he don't have to shoot that 3-pointer but 3 times a game. Instead of hoping that he playing 38 minutes and he got to shoot at 5. Come on, let's stop nitpicking at this stuff, man. Put Josh Hart as a starter and let's go from here, man. That's the only thing I can see that they say that he's not that aggressive at shooting a 3-point shot, which he doesn't have to. Josh Hart needs to shoot about 3-point shots a game and keep his average to about 36 somewhere. Hit some games hit 2 or 3, and some games hit 1 or 3. But as long as you hit 1, don't go over 3. You know what I mean? That's all Josh Hart needs to do. What we forgetting, Devon, this guy, what he had, how many triple doubles I know he broke Clyde's record last year, right?
Right.
Wasn't we talking Charlie Hustle, Josh Hart? Oh my gosh, what we talking? We don't want him back in the starting lineup. Why not?
Right.
51 wins with Josh Hart last year. Come on, man. Anyway, that's this.
Yeah, I second everything you're saying, because this cat literally does a lot of stuff that don't show up in the stat sheet, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes it's all about how many points you score, how many rebounds you get. It's when you get the rebounds. And Josh Hart said so interesting on the roommates. Him and they was talking. He's like, if y'all want me to take more threes, but if I do, you know what I mean? I'm taking one away from Cat. I'm taking one away from him. I'm taking one away.
That makes sense.
He made a lot of sense with that, because he's like, why should I take away 3-point shots from them? They shoot better than I do. I was like, that makes so much sense there. You know what I mean? Because you don't shoot the ball like the other guys, so why take more shots than them?
Right.
So have the shots. Just keep doing the things that you're doing, and keep just being that Swiss Army knife that you are. This cat could be a screwdriver. He could be a hammer. He can be a whatever. He got so many tools in that knife of his. But like I said, he did a lot of things for the Knicks last year. That one big game for them in the playoffs against Phoenix, knocking down them 3-point shots a couple of years. And Josh Hart, when he needed to focus, and that's one thing about them Villanova guys. I do notice that. One thing I noticed about Jay Wright toward Josh Hart and all these guys, and even McHale and Brunson, them cats know how to come up in a big moment with a shot. Like they made some big timely shots, man. And Josh Hart made some big timely threes for us in the first couple of years, especially in that Philly series. You know what I mean? I'm like DiVincenzo was knocking down something like that. Brunson was knocking. Them Villanova cats, Jay Wright must have schooled them cats on how to be focused when it comes to hitting the big shot. And I think that's one thing you got to give Josh Hart credit there, that he does know how to hit that shot when needed. He ain't scared to take it neither. So that's a good thing.
Josh Hart went from being the starter to go to the bench to help out the defense in the starting unit to help Cat out. But only bad series that Josh Hart had in the playoffs was the Pacers series. He had an excellent series against Detroit and Boston, right? Or am I bugging out? Did he get 2 triple doubles in Boston? Or was it one in? Oh, wait a minute. Don't quote me. I'm not even wrong. I think he had one in each series though, or something like that.
I wouldn't doubt it.
2-1, or 2-1. In one series, he had 2. Just so only series he suffered in a little bit was the the Pacers series, and you seen that he was kind of burnt out. He looked at burnt out. His hand. We know all of this stuff now. It's not like we didn't know. He started like in them silly fouls that you was talking about. He did a lot of that more so in those games when he didn't move his feet. He's using his hands more than moving his feet. We seen it. So I think you give him less minutes. You get Pacone back out there. Josh Hart is fine. I think this year you'll see him shoot the 3-pointer. And like you said, I didn't see the interview that you talked about, Devon, but it makes sense to me. Why should I shooting 35% shoot 5 3-pointers when I could give 3 of my 5 3-pointers to Cat that shoot 40%? Or give it to Jalen Brunson that shoot 40%, or give it to OG Anunoby that shoot 38%, or Mikal Bridges that shoot 38%. Why am I going to shoot it? I'm shooting 35%. I'm passing it off and get the assist.
Right. Yep. And that's what you want because he was Mr. Triple Double. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
come on,
that's
man.
why I just had to figure out why do people down on him so much, but they don't realize how much impact he has. Josh Hart, extra rebounds, ladies and gentlemen, won a lot of basketball games for the Knicks. Them extra rebounds, them putbacks, them hustle plays. Like he told Mr. Robinson, you get rebounds, I get rebounds that count, he told Mr. Robinson. He said, you get rebounds, good rebound, but I get the ones that count. You know, and they were so that just go to show you how important he is, man. But you know, like I said, you know, hopefully have a good year. All of them have a good year. Salute my man Parrish, AP was good, size 9. Salute to the chat, man. Salute to all you guys and everything, ladies and gentlemen. But Parrish, you did on with that well. I think Bridges is gonna shine this year, ladies and gentlemen. He had one of his better years last year than his whole career. His career was 14 points a game average. He averaged 18 last year. He had a good December. You know, he was peaks and valleys, understandable. New team, new outlet. Used to be having the ball a lot. You and Cam Thomas over there in New York, over in Brooklyn. He used to being one of the major guys over there. Then you come over here and you had to kind of accept the role of being maybe number 3, number 4, sometime depending on the way the night go. Because you know, Cat and Brunson were the 1 or 2 dogs. Well, when he was in Brooklyn, he was one of them 2 dogs. Him and Cam Thomas. You know what I mean? So now, I think sometime when you get your bag, a professional he is, man, that cat gonna get it this year. I'm really looking at him as being one of the most. I'm going to literally say one of the most improved players in the NBA from a standpoint, his numbers will be better than they were last year. Not improved that he wasn't already a good player, but I think his numbers going to be improved just due to the fact the way the system is going to run, and I think it's going to be good. So yeah, Pat, I think him and Cat going to get it. I think the 3 guys I'm really looking for this year, I'm going to say 4. I think Deuce McBride, Mikal Bridges, Anunoby, and I think Mitchell Robinson, to me, is going to be the 4 Knicks that outshine what they did last year. I think they do better than they did last year, just due to the fact the way the style of coaching might take place with the more movement of the ball, not so much stagnation. It's all right to be stagnant. See, I don't have a problem you move that ball around, but if it's 10 seconds left and it ain't going right, you give it to Jalen Brunson. I don't have a problem with that. It's a time to be ISO, and it's a time not to be ISO. So I think with Mike Brown, he'd like to get that ball around, like playing that Warriors type of style offense, moving that ball around that, you know, and Knicks tried it quite a few times last year. That's why they scored 146 points last year at some time in them games, because they was moving that ball around the perimeter and all this good stuff. Team one game, they sent that ball to 5 players a couple of times. And, you know what I mean? Then that one player got back to whoever and they knocked it down. So I think Mike Brown is on that type of style of playing. So I'm expecting them 4 guys to really. Mitch Robinson, number 1, he healthy. Number 2, he's been working out hard this summer. Number 1, it's a bag year. So I'm expecting him.
Bag year, baby.
Bag year, yeah. So I'm expecting Mitchell Robinson to go out there and get it this year. That's why this team is scary. We played last year. Shot Powell without him for 60-something, 70 games. Now we get to get him coming in the door. Let's see how the NBA react now with a healthy, conditioned, strengthened, improved Mitchell Robinson, better free throw shooter, working on all his game between like this year. And it's gonna be a pretty interesting team, Joe. So let's see how it goes, my man.
Yeah, my outlook for the guys I'm looking for, if I want to target 4 guys, my first guy is Deuce McBride. I think he gets better this year. I think if he stays healthier this year, I think he's going to be higher than 9 points. But I'm giving him 9 points average. I think he's going to easily be close to 12 points a game. I think he's going to be so much pressure is going to be lifted for him for having scorers that can score the basketball. I mean, have guys on the team that he's playing with that are scorers that he's on the court with, not someone that can score the basketball. And he's going to have fun with Clarkson out there. I think my second guy is Clarkson. I think Clarkson's going to come here and be phenomenal this year. I think Clarkson's going to average 16 points this year. You know what I mean? But I'm saying 9 points to be easy because if you already look at the two numbers that I got, that's 28 points between Deuce and Clarkson. And I ain't got to nobody else. So I'm trying to be easy by saying 9 points. I think Yabusele also is going to be a big contributor this year. And I mean, playing something similar, less minutes, but I think he's still going to get about 20-something minutes. I think he's going to be a big contributor this year. I think Yabusele is going to be around 12 points this year, but I'm going to say 9 points to be conservative because if I add that 9 points to the 28 points, I mean that if I add that 12 points to that 28 points, talking about 40 points already with 3 players. I mean, I don't want to go crazy. So, and then you got Mitchell Robinson, which I think is going to have. I think this is going to be the first year that Mitchell Robinson averaged a double-double this year. Double points and double rebounds. I think Mitchell Robinson is going to score 11 points. I think he's going to have 14 rebounds this year or somewhere around that number. And that's 11 points. But I'm just saying 9 points for Mitchell Robinson. We had that 9 points, that 40 points. We talk about 50 points. You know what I mean? 11 points, sorry. That's 51 points. Come on, man. If we add Pacone in there and he averages 7 points, we're talking about 57 points from our bench. Roughly averaging, right? You know what I mean? Averaging. Come on, man. That's an elite second unit. And I think all those guys, but my main guys is the second unit, Deuce, Yabusele, Clarkson, and Mitchell Robinson. Those guys are going to prosper this year. I think the starting unit is going to do what they do. I think you're going to see a spectacular year from Jalen Brunson and Cat, and OG is going to average around 18, 19 points. Mikhail's going to average around 18, 19 points. See, I think they're going to make a jump, maybe a small jump, but their percentages will be better, up a point or two, closer to 20 points. We're gonna be living La Vida Loca, Divine La Vida Loca, baby.
Yeah, on the scale of 10%, 1% to 100%. Do you think the Knicks sign? Which percentage of the Knicks sign Mitchell Robinson to extension?
Re-signing Mitchell Robinson before the year's over.
Anytime.
I think they're gonna re-sign him. I definitely think they re-sign him if we win the chip. They're going way over that salary. That second apron, they're gonna go all in, like all the other big teams did, like the Golden States and all these guys. Then you got 2 years to get back on there, but they're gonna sign everybody. They're gonna sign Clarkson. They're gonna sign Yabusele. Whoever he signed, gonna get a nice contract, and they're gonna go over to. They ain't even gonna worry about it. They win a championship, but I think Mitch can get. If Mitch want to be I think he could get almost something similar to what he got before. You know what I mean? I think he could get 3 years, 45, somewhere around there. Last year's team option.
I'll give him 3 years, 60, but that last year is a team option.
Yeah, I could do that too. I could do that.
Especially if he stay healthy this year.
Yeah.
If Robinson teared up this year, ladies and gentlemen, if Mitchell Robinson teared up this year, he's going to get a hard and signed contract.
Yeah, I think especially if he do it like I'm saying, 11 and 14, yeah, I think he could get that. If he get 11 and 14, we win the chip. We winning the chip. If Mitchell Robinson get a double, if all these guys that I just mentioned, if they stay healthy, playing at least all these guys talk about playing the playoffs plus 60, 65 games, 60. Maybe 1 or 2 of them may play a little bit under 60. Let's not hope that, but maybe 1 or 2 of them might play 58 games. We might have a little injury for one of them, something like that, but we do have backup. And this is what makes this team so strong. And we are not small. We have like 4 or 5 centers. You know what I mean? We got about 3 or 4, power forwards. You know what I mean? If you want to change these guys up, depending on how you want to do. You want to call Cat a power forward? You want to call Yabusele a power forward? You want to call Pacone a power forward? Want to call OG a power forward? Then now we got 4. I mean, so they got a lot of guys that they can. This is not like last year's team. This team, if they stay healthy, will be more like the team you talked about with Julius Randle, where you got more pieces to supplement and put together and take away from.
Julius Randle got me pissed off. Why you waiting to do? Why you? Julius Randle said he waited to start smoking weed once he got to Minnesota.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Jules like, he like, when I left the Knicks, that's when man. Okay, was that reason why you on court having the mishaps?
Come on, man. That's why you was acting like you was more angry and stuff like that. Man.
Crazy. Jules Randle's like, yeah, man. I'm like, oh, now you wait. What the hell? No, you're missing a sign because you spoke that L before you went to the locker room.
Yeah, that's what you get.
That's it, funny. Yeah, I heard that. I had that shit gave me some chuckles, man. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get out here in a few minutes, but we just want to get in here with y'all tonight, man. Sure that we in here every week, all week, man. We have one more episode next week on a Wednesday. Then I'm probably gonna shut it down for a couple of weeks because we got some things that's about to be finalized, working on this, and all that to be on vacation and get ready for training camp. Get Shaw Powell to break into action and all that good stuff, man. Unless Shaw Powell get on here and make it happen, he know he can do it if he want to. But
I think that'll be something we'll be seeing pretty soon, guys. So just look out for it. You know what I mean? We got a couple of new ideas this year too, man. We've been trying to get some things together for you. We ain't want to talk new background, new everything, new everything, new everything.
Everything. Yeah, I'm sorry about that new the question and answer segment with the chat.
Yeah.
On the show, it's gonna be a segment on the show where it won't be our content up there to be yours. Whatever you guys put in the chat that night gonna be the topic of the conversation and that question and answer for that 20 minutes or whatever. So I'm really looking forward to that, man. Because you guys, it's hard to read everybody's comments when you already got content that's already programmed in the show. But this season, me and Shaw Powell gonna put a 15-20 minute segment where your topic is gonna be the conversation of that segment of the show for 20 minutes or whatever, 15, whatever. So I'm looking forward to that, man. And all that. But we appreciate you guys, and ladies and gents, always coming in here dropping y'all jewels and everything like that. But other than that, man, we're gonna get out of here, man. It was great to get in here with you guys. Thank y'all for coming in, man. Appreciate everybody. I know it's a slow night, slow time in Nick Land. Listen, one thing, Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, Big Blue and Washington Commanders. Let's get it. It's gonna happen this way to me this season for the Giants. If the Giants do good, Russell Wilson will stay a starting quarterback. If the Giants go any way the other way, Dart will start being. He'll be in. And I'm looking forward to that, man. But I like this roster this year in New York, man. I think healthy neighbors and these guys, man, what they brought in Carter and all these guys. Giants can get it popping. So we got them guys definitely on Sunday. Football season to be in the building. Giants to be in Washington with the Commanders. If y'all guys want to look at some football tonight, you got Philly and Dallas opening game tonight. My wife Philly fan, my brother Philly fan, but all of them Philly fans. My wife from Philly, so they Philly fan. But I ain't trying to hear that shit. I mean, we don't get down like that. Giants, I show them love when they ain't playing the Giants, but when they play the Giants, I ain't thinking about y'all, honey. You can go kick rocks for all I care. When you play the Giants, my brother too. I don't care. I ain't thinking about you jokers, man. It's for real. But Giants, I'm looking for a Shaw Powell. It's gonna be a pretty good year for them, man. Their defense is crazy nice. So we'll see how it goes.
They got a couple of hard games coming out the gate, but let's see where they can flow. Like you said, it's gonna make a difference in what this guy or dog's gonna do. You know what I mean? It's gonna make a big change. So let's see what happens.
Well, until then, ladies and gentlemen, Shaw Powell, holla at me, man. We get out of here to the chat. Shaw Powell, we'll get some last words in before we get out of here, bro.
Oh, yeah. Salute to you, Divine, as always. Salute to the family in the chat. If you're in the tri-state area, if it doesn't rain out this weekend, there's an event out in Union, New Jersey. Come out there and represent. It's a house party thing. The theme is House 25. KJW is doing the event. I'll be out there selling some of my stuff and stuff like that. My shirts, my hoodies, my T-shirts, my bracelets, my everything that I got, I'm bringing it out there. So hopefully it doesn't rain Saturday. It's Saturday 2 to 9. It's in Union. If you got me on Facebook or any of the Instagram or anything that's hit me up, I'll send you all the links. I think I got something in every one of them. And salute to you, Divine, as always. Once again, salute to the family in the chat. And let's stay positive for the year. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Yeah, real talk, man. Y'all make sure that hit Shop Powers up. Man, the brother got the merch going out there. Hey, listen, Shop Power. What's that formulation? What's the first name to your brand?
Power Formulation.
Yeah, Power Formulation. Y'all look for that brand, man. And Shop Power got everything. Yeah. Make sure you y'all support the brother. If you need any type of merch and drip, cups, you name it. There you go, right there. A Power Formulation, ladies and gentlemen.
You might can get the QR code too.
Yeah, real talk. And y'all hit the brother if you need some cups, chains, hats, shirts, whatever. Holla at your boy, man. He got it going on down there. And, we already got the Nick merch store opening up this year. Like I said, we're doing a lot of things this year, man. We seniors this year, time to graduate on Nick's Real Talk. So we're gonna step the game up a little bit more, man. We got new intros, new drip, new everything, man. It's gonna be fire, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the season and everything. But thank y'all for coming in. Chop out, my brother. Holla at you on the other side.
You're ready.
Be safe out there in the world, man, and everything like that, man. We see y'all on the next one. Divine, Shop Power, the chat. Peace, everybody. We out.
Peace.
Yo, Divine, what's good? You know what it is, bro. About to go ahead and get with SP. We about to get this Nick's Real Talk pre-game popping off. Get this shit popping, man. I'll holla at you. One.
Up in the black Silverado, stop and get some petrol to hit the metro on full throttle. Across the gospels, we in the Mecca bottleneck. On 32nd, where this bottle see Sharon flexing. Posted up like sticky note. You smell the icky in the air like hickory smoke. Carrot here, we well represented. We on that Nick shit. You can smell it, so please don't step in it. Cause the burner cooking with gas. The cat in the alley dig up to your team trash. Getting that cash ready for DoorDash and make a splash. But they moving slow before the pregame show. No caps, so here's what's on tap. But God, no talking five. And report, keep myself doing the chat. Interacting with your mandem. It's a brand in front of the camera. There's a picture. Catch and snap back to fit the cat. So we Nick dripping. Nick feel, we fit the description. It's the OG, Olin and Ananobi. Me and my man Brody, we run your fire TV, that's Cody.
It's Nick's Real Talk. You know how we get down. We in that Nick drip, dripping and Nick drip. It's Nick's Real Talk. You know how we get down. We in that Nick drip, dripping and Nick drip. We in that Nick drip, dripping and Nick drip. It's Nick's Real Talk. You know how we get down. We in that Nick drip, dripping and Nick drip. Real Talk.